At this point, this is becoming a day in my life via live stream. So earlier today, I was doing laundry and cleaning. I mostly cleaned the upstairs. I'm not totally done with the kitchen. And when I turned on the camera, I remembered these bottles. We talked a little bit about trash earlier and how trash for bottles is tomorrow. So I'm kind of making sure I have all the bottles together for that. Anyways, I am making dinner, and because I'm making dinner, that means I can't sit in front of my computer and edit, which is what I would like to be doing right now. So instead, I am going to stream for a little while, and that way I can stay productive. So, I'm getting the veggies I need. I feel like mushrooms are kind of a controversial veggie, but they're popular in Japan. And I really like them. And when I say controversial, I say that because like I know several people that don't like mushrooms for some reason. But I guess it depends on how you have them cooked. So I'm going to peel some garlic. I need to buy new garlic. I'm trying to grow some of the veggies that we have to eat here at home. And so far, I have successfully grown some spinach. I am growing carrots. I'm working on a strawberry and some sweet peas. But I haven't figured out how to grow garlic, because I tried and then the garlic died. But I'm wondering if that's because the weather has been so up and down. Like today it's freezing. Like we're already in March and I still have the heater on. And I'm not going to leave it on too long because like it's going to make the utility bill expensive, which I don't want. But it's just freezing in the house. And I just can't believe it. Like, this is already March. Like, it's supposed to be warming up, but... Like, it was literally raining earlier, and then the rain froze. And I'm sure this time last year it wasn't doing that. Right now, I'm peeling garlic. That's what I'm doing. That's why garlic came to mind. That one's done. I find that if I smash the garlic a little bit, then sometimes it makes the shell come off easier. So that's why I'm smashing it. If I'm in a hurry, I don't enjoy the task of peeling garlic. But at the moment, I am not in a hurry at all, so it's kind of relaxing, to be completely honest. Konnichiwa! 今は漢字読んでできない。でも I got a book from the library so that I can learn more about kanji. Hi! And the book wants you to like actually practice writing it, so I'm gonna try that. It's very interesting. Nihongo. Oh, thank you. That's one of my favorite compliments. I really, really like when people compliment my my Japanese language. Like, I really, really appreciate that. And I practice a lot, so I'm trying to get better, but it's not perfect. My grammar is not that good. Thank you. My friend told me today that I need to sit down and do a YouTube video and explain like why I changed my hairstyle and all of that. Because this is the first time I've ever had locks, and I think it's so interesting because I thought it just like magically happened overnight, but apparently it doesn't. So maybe someone else kind of thought that too. But for now, I'm making dinner. And that's it for the garlic. Aww. Thank you, Sophie. You are a gem. Also, if you guys end up enjoying hanging out in the stream, please go ahead and subscribe, because I am definitely trying to grow my channel. I am. This is kind of early to make dinner. In Japan, it's still, let me check the time, like 3:30 something. But I want to finish editing the video that I'm working on. So if I start dinner early, then I'll get in maybe another hour of editing. Live is not consistent right now. But sometimes I'll stream around now, or I'll stream in the mornings here in Japan. So I think what I'll do is I'll make a community post, and I'll put the Japan times when I usually have time to stream on that post. And then I'll put like some conversions for different countries. The thing is, like, there are so many different time zones that watch this channel. Like, there are people that comment that it's 1:38 a.m. Why are you awake? Okay, so if you're in Central America, I will put Central America as one of the times that I post. And then try and, oh, okay, that makes sense. How's spring break going? I don't think I can do all-nighters anymore. I mean, kind of, but I'll feel really tired. What? You said, guess what? What happened? Something good? Aww. You are so kind. I appreciate that. What are you doing for spring break? I haven't had a spring break in a long time because I already finished school, so I don't even keep track of when it is anymore. But I used to love spring break because when I was in college, I was homeschooled through elementary school and high school, but when I was in college, I was like working and going to school, and I used to really, really enjoy when it was break time. Taking the seeds off because I like accidentally left some of them on here when I cut this up. Golf, tennis, swimming, and going to your friends' houses? That sounds fantastic. I wish it was warm enough to go swimming here. It's definitely still too cold for that. I just talked to someone yesterday, and he was saying that in 10 days he's going back to the U.S., where he's from, and he was so excited because it's like around 80 degrees Fahrenheit where his hometown is. And so he's really excited to go back because he's excited to be warm. And I have a friend here who was saying, like, it's so weird. This has been such a hot winter, and then out of nowhere, bam, freezing cold. I'm chopping all these veggies because I think it makes the flavor better if you saute the veggies first. Language that's not English you don't understand? Okay. Well, if someone comments in Japanese, I might understand some of what they are saying. So if they comment in Japanese and I understand it, then I will respond the best I can. But I only speak English, a little bit of Japanese. Where I was growing up, I was learning Spanish because I grew up in like the western states of the United States, but I don't remember most of my Spanish anymore. Thank you for the compliment. I appreciate it. But I would love to learn Spanish again. It's just, to me, it's a lot easier to consistently speak multiple languages if you have time to practice them and if you get a chance to like talk with someone. Hi! Good morning! Pretty good. I hope you're doing good too. Always good to see you in the chat. And please keep an optimistic mindset. Like, it could be the best day at work ever. So internet providers, they have good internet here. But like setting up internet in Japan can take a while. Like, I think it took us a month for them to set our internet up. And they said that's pretty much like fast. Like, it takes them a while to like show up and then set everything up. Our phone service provider, I feel like they're a little like, like, I feel like we might have to change them. But clothing. I got an onion. When it comes to clothing, yeah. Yeah, and so then we checked on Reddit and to see whether or not, like, that was normal. And people were saying, like, you're lucky. I think our internet is fiber optic. I would have to check with my husband because he knows all the techie stuff, but I just remember it taking a long time. Clothing here is really cool. The styles that are popular here are really different than where I'm from. I think people tend to be pretty covered up in Japan. As far as the wireless speeds and all of that, the technical stuff for it, I would have to check because I'm not the techie person in the house. So I will check the answer to that question and I will post it as a comment on this video after I'm done streaming. Because the technical stuff, I'm not totally sure. I just know that it took forever to set it up and that at the moment it works. When it comes to clothing, if you are very tall, does the onions burn my eyes? No, these ones are not burning my eyes, but I'm also not putting my face close enough, so I don't know. Yeah, they're not burning my eyes this time. What did you do without ChatGPT? I'm so confused. I just see ChatGPT. What are you talking about? ChatGPT is helpful though. 5'3" too. Well, I try and tell people I'm 5'3 1/4, but most people ignore that. So if you are not very tall, it's probably easier to find clothes here. Oh, poetry! Yeah, it's easier to find clothes here if you're not very tall. If you want shoes, if you have like, probably, like if you are a female and your shoes are bigger than a size 7, it's probably going to be hard to find shoes that fit you. And if you are a male and your shoe size is bigger than a size 10, it's probably going to also be difficult to find shoes. I'm talking about from the standpoint of like US sizes. As far as cost, someone asked me to do a cost breakdown video, and I'm just like waffling on doing that because I feel like, how do I do it? Like, how do I format that? But basically, the costs in Japan are different than the US. I say in general it's maybe a little bit cheaper, but it depends also on like how you get paid. Like if you get paid in Japanese yen and then you live in Japan spending Japanese yen, then it's probably pretty moderate. If you get paid in USD or euros or something like that, living in Japan is probably pretty cheap. So it kind of depends. Germans are pretty famous for not having humor, eating bread and drinking beer. Is that true? That is so interesting. I've never been to Germany, so I think it's very, very interesting. Like, I didn't know about that stereotype. But I want to visit. Everyone I've ever met who's been to Germany has had nothing but good things to say. If your shoe size is 11.5 in the US or around that, it will probably be difficult for you to find shoes in Japan, I think. Like, it would be tricky. I don't know what the minimum wage is here, but I've seen jobs posted for like where you would earn around 12 to 1500 yen an hour, which is kind of like between 11 and 14.50, $11 an hour and $14.50 an hour, roughly. This is me throwing numbers out there. Like, I think that's an approximation, but to be completely honest, I don't know what the exact number is, but I've seen jobs posted for around that, and the conversion rate depends on the day because the currency values go up and down. Yeah, I mean, I haven't lived in the US in about 2.5 years now. But when I last lived there, it was pretty expensive. So you definitely would need to have funds to like pay for things like gas and all that. Because just gas alone in the US for your vehicles can be pretty expensive. But this is like me drawing from memory of living in the US like 2.5 years ago, and I'm sure a lot of things have changed between now and then. So how am I? I'm so-so. Like, some days I'm like really good and I'm like, you know, just vibing, and then other days I'm having a hard time. So I would say right now I'm so-so, you know? Life in Japan is good. The area that I live in is very peaceful, which I really love. It's very beautiful. There's a lot of nature. I really enjoy that. But at this point, we're going to have to make a decision soon on whether or not we stay in Japan or not. And I think that is kind of a source of stress for me, if that makes sense. But I just really want it to get warmer, and I want all of the sakura to bloom. There's a lot of places I want to go and like record there so that you guys can see it. So I'm excited to share that. That's like, I guess, one of the things I'm looking forward to. I have a lot of videos that I want to shoot, so I think those are exciting things. But daily life in Japan is chill. You get what I mean about the so-so thing? I feel like that's life. Like, everybody has something that's like not quite the way they would 100% want it. Yes. I understand what you're saying 100%. Gosh. Like, if you think about it, like, where you live comes down to so many factors, though. It's not just, okay, where do I want to live? It's like, where can I afford to live? Where are there jobs for me to live? Where am I approved to live? Like, a lot of people, the place that they live is the place that they're born because they're allowed to live there. And then if they, want to live someplace else, then they start having to think about other factors like visa and passport and documents, and it could make it more complicated. As a general rule of thumb, when it comes to politics, I do my best not to commentate on it. The same with religion and other topics that could be hot button topics. Just because I feel like that's a way to start some strife. But as far as like where I live, no, you're okay. You're totally okay. You're totally okay. I'm just saying I'm not gonna like comment one way or another, because like when you start talking about sensitive topics that people feel strongly about, I feel like that's where you can hurt people unintentionally. And even though I have like strong opinions on a lot of things, I try to give like a balanced, more neutral commentary on here. Because it's different if I was sitting face to face with you and I could talk about why I think what I think and how I feel about it, and you could share how you feel. But I feel like YouTube has like the potential for everyone to just jump in and argue, and then if there's more people that feel one way, attack the person that doesn't feel the same. And so that's what I try to avoid. So there's no need to apologize at all. Like, you're good. It's just, that's where I'm coming from. As far as socially, though, kind of going back to the Japan topic, I feel like moving to Japan, at first I had a lot of social anxiety here because there's a lot of social cues that, like, if you don't know what the norm is, people, like, for example, taking your shoes off in the house. Some people wear their shoes in the house in the US. Like, it's fine. Like, you just walk into the house. As long as you don't have mud on them, it's okay. But in Japan, that's not a thing. Like, if you walked into someone's home with your shoes on, like, that would be so uncomfortable for most people. Maybe even if they knew, like, you're not really thinking about it that way, it would just be really probably uncomfortable for most people. So getting used to the social differences has been like a big thing for me. And I feel like I think a lot more about like what I do in public and how it affects the people around me in Japan versus in the US. Like, I feel like in the US, it's just like, all right, I'm throwing on my sweats and I'm going to Target and like whatever, you know what I mean? Like, whether somebody's like looking at me or whatever, it's like, if someone's staring at me, I'm like, okay, do I owe you money? Like I'm shopping. Like, if you don't like the way I'm dressed, if you don't like that I have tattoos, like whatever. But I feel like in Japan, I think more about how other people around me perceive me in both a good and bad way. I don't know if that makes sense. And I also think that in Japan, I get a lot more attention, both good and bad, because I look different. So like some people I've had such mixed responses from people. And I think usually if I get a chance to talk to somebody and like build a relationship, then it's more of a positive. But yeah, I get mixed responses from people socially. So I feel like that is one of the things that I guess affects how I feel living here. Okay. Healthy food. I think the food here is pretty healthy, but I also think like it's probably very different than a Western diet. So if you're not used to eating the food here, it might come as a shock for you, and I don't know how your body would take it. Like, I don't know. But I think the food here is probably healthier than most of the food in, like, for example, Texas, where I came from. Like, if I were to go and get fast food or eat out, the food would probably be lower in nutrients in Texas. In general, that is my tentative opinion. Yes, health insurance is an expectation here for most jobs. I don't know about part-time jobs, but I think if you work full-time, it's pretty much mandatory. Like, I think you have to have it. But I have never worked for a Japanese company, so I'm not an expert on that. Just complete transparency. I think it's a great thing to also experience mistakes in other places when people realize that you learn from them. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think making mistakes could be good. It could be a good learning opportunity because of those reasons. But I also think sometimes, like, being here, it's like you realize, like, that every person that you meet, the way that they act, the way that they think, the way that they talk, can be influenced by so many different things. Their personality, where they grew up, maybe like what kind of home they grew up in, their culture, and like maybe if someone responds in a way that you're not expecting, to just kind of like try and see where that's coming from. Because I think like one of the things I notice here in Japan is like a lot of times people are more reserved with their feelings and emotions. Like being very emotive when you communicate and express yourself is not really so much the thing. But then I feel like when I have friends or like family from other places come and visit, then I realize like, wow, like some other places are like way more emotive than here. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's just like, I think if everyone can just understand that people come from different places and try their best to meet in the middle, I think it helps people to get along, regardless. You are from Missouri. I've never been there, but I would love to go. Yes, I think like if you do make a mistake in Japan, like a big mistake, like wearing shoes into a place where shoes are not allowed, like for example, like that hasn't happened to me in a long time, But for example, I had an experience like that when I first moved here, and it was with a business. And I think usually you can wear shoes inside of businesses. Maybe certain restaurants, they don't want you to wear shoes inside. Like they'll have like a seating area that's like separate where you take your shoes off and you sit like a certain way, and it's just different. I think it was an onsen, and it was my first time being in an onsen. And I think that part of the area at the onsen, they want you to take your shoes off. But anyways, the staff, when they saw, like, I wasn't sure, they, like, ran over and were like, no, this area, you take your shoes off, here's your slippers, da-da-da-da-da. And, like, made sure, like, to, like, help me right away. Because I think they realized I didn't know. I wasn't sure in that situation. So I think it kind of depends on, like, the intent. Like, if they saw I was intentionally just trying to, like, not follow the rules, I think the response would have been different. But I think in situations where, like, it's very obvious the person just doesn't know what to do, I feel like people tend to respond more positively. Which makes sense, you know? You definitely would probably feel different about somebody who's just, you know, trying to make trouble. But I think one of the things that I really love and appreciate about Japan, and probably will always love and appreciate about Japan, is like the more I travel away from like the main touristy places and I go to unique places and I like get to talk to people in small towns and like try foods that I've never tried before and like experience different things here, I just realized like it's such an awesome place. And I think that is one of the things that I really have fallen in love with about Japan, is just the chance to like really immerse yourself in a culture and a country that's like, for me, not where I'm from, but I really deeply love and will always love. Yeah, that's just how I feel about Japan, and I think I will always feel that way. And it's also, for me, I've thought about it, and I don't think it's just Japanese people. I think people here tend to be nice. They tend to be respectful when possible, because like I think that's more of a social norm here. But like I'm talking about Japan itself, like the country itself, like the land itself. It's a very beautiful place. Like there's sometimes I'll just like take a walk in nature or in the forest. Like I got lost in Shizuoka when I was filming the Izu Shaboten onsen video. I got lost and I was just like wandering through the forest in Japan, and I was like, whoa, this is so pretty. Uh-oh. Oh. Have a fantastic day, Ragas. Don't work too hard. Hi. I'm like halfway through cooking and I haven't even realized how much time has gone past. Oh, okay. That happens to me occasionally. Welcome back. It's good to have you back. One of the projects I really want to do is like start occasional live streams where I sit down and I write down everybody's names. Because the thing is, like, when I live stream and then I stop streaming and the video uploads, the comments that are going on during the stream are not visible anymore. So like I feel like that would be really cool. Like certain people, like I recognize their name because they pop up all the time. So that's why when like Raga signed on, I was like, hey, because I've kind of got a chance to talk with some of the people that pop up more often. So I recognize the name and I recognize the personality. But it would be nice to like write down all of the subscribers and or regulars. Where did I put the bell peppers? Oh, I already chopped them right there. I feel like in my mind, the bell peppers were gonna be the veggie, or they're gonna be part of the veggies. And then when I realized they were gone, I was like, they disappeared. I'm gonna just do cauliflower as the veggie. And I need to start some rice. But I will tell you guys that cooking and other household chores go by so much faster when I'm hanging out with you guys. It just goes way, way faster. Today has been a day of me spilling things. Like earlier, I was live streaming and I dropped bleach and I spilled it everywhere. And I stained my cabinet. Oh, wow, that's so nice. Please subscribe. That way, whenever I live stream again, you will get a notification and you'll be able to join again, because you seem like a really sweet person too. Also, I hope that you have a nice night of sleep. Okay, good. Then I'll see you again. Thank you for hanging out with me. I really, really appreciate it. I feel like that's one of the things I really like about streaming, because when I made this channel, I was not planning on live streaming regularly at all. But then once I started streaming, and then I started getting to interact with people and talk with people, it's actually a lot of fun. Like, I learn a lot about other people. I learn a lot about other people, other countries, other cultures. I will, after this video, I will put on the community tab of this channel kind of like the time windows when I usually live stream. Tomorrow I might stream in the morning, Japan time. But usually around now I can stream. So I'll try and make a schedule, and then I'll put it on the community tab so that you can see it. Hopefully that will be helpful. I hope you can put Central America time, because I don't know Japan time. Hold up. Let me write that down. I'm gonna literally write that down. Thank you for reminding me. Central time for Sophie. I got you. I made a memo. So once I'm done cooking and I go back to my computer, then I will make a schedule and then I'll post it on the community tab. When it comes to live streaming, it's not always as consistent as I would like, because the thing is, like, some days I'm busy with editing, or like I have chores or whatever. You too. You are such good vibes. Like, I really, really appreciate getting a chance to talk with you. Yeah, my life is not. Oh, you are so so sweet. My life is not always super consistent, so it makes it harder to do live streams on a very strict schedule. But I'm gonna try doing better with that, especially because like of the people that like come in and support like often. So I'll try and make a schedule, and then like if the schedule doesn't work for most of everybody, then I'll try and adjust it a little bit, because the streams don't have to be super long. We can just do check-ins and see how everyone's doing. So I can make a few minutes available if I have to. I'll figure something out and try and be a little bit more consistent. Yeah, it sounds like my cauliflower is sizzling a little too much. I don't think that's good. I love having a rice cooker. It just makes things so much easier. Alright, let me cover this up. It's starting to smell like food in the kitchen. I don't know if you guys will be able to see the stove, but I'm gonna move you. Let me know if this is a good view for you, if you can see or not. I know I talk, or I've said a couple of times that I'm vegetarian, and so this looks kind of like I'm making like ground beef or something, but it's not. It's like a plant-based Beyond Meat. That's what this is. And this is black and white pepper, but it's not pre-ground, so I'm grinding it. The last time I used cayenne pepper, I made a very big mess with it, so I should be more careful, but I didn't even check that time either. I'm also supposed to be streaming later on tonight because I need to work on a crafting project, and I'm running out of time to do that, so I need to remember to do that. Should I add soy sauce to the cauliflower for better flavor? Let me do a time check. Okay, I'm gonna sign off because my better half just got home. Bye!